Is going on, bro? I didn't realize you're flexing hard with the jersey already. Give me a second. I gotta go get my Caleb jerseys. All right,
Okay,
you're
okay,
over
you're
here
good, you're
flexing hard
good.
already. Give me a second. No, I had to represent the best quarterback in
It's
the NFC
okay.
North. I
That's
guess on
okay.
this fine Thursday, and you know what? I guess I'll start hostile already. Give me the cheese grater.
Wow,
Give me the
wow,
cheese grater.
okay.
Let's
Wear that while
go.
you still can. I get it.
Let's go. How we doing, brother? I appreciate you joining the pod. And talking some Bears and Packers. How have you been?
Yeah, man, I've been good. I've been really great. I'll be a lot better after we get through this weekend. I'm not loving the 4-game losing streak, but no complaints.
Yeah, the Bears are on a 2 game losing streak as well. No good, better, best post game speeches in a couple weeks got us Bears fans on edge. But before we just get into the game, I just kind of wanted to introduce yourself to the audience for those of for the audience members that might not know who you are. You're obviously in the Bear Down and Beyond Fantasy Football Invitational, our first annual. You came in second, didn't you? You were in the
I
championship.
did. I was in the championship. I James Cook sold. He didn't do a single thing for me, but we did make it to the championship.
No, yeah, I appreciate you being in that. Unfortunately, you got the second place there. I think we played each other in the semis or something. I think we played each other, and then I want you just to give the audience, because we'll obviously do all the post production clip stuff and all that fun stuff, which is more or less the purpose of this pod. But give the audience on the type of content, who you are, the type of content you make, because I know it's a lot of college football. At least you started off like that, right? College football career mode. It's like for every position, if I was kind of like paying attention to your content correctly. But yeah,
Yeah,
give us a little elevator pitch.
well, we kind of went in the inverse order. We actually started out with football Packers, fantasy football stuff, and then ended up pivoting because I played esports in college. So I was a big Madden player in college. Pivoted to live streaming Madden games, doing college football stuff. That's been doing well. So yeah, doing Road to Glory sort of content, and then as we progressed and gotten deeper into the NFL season, more and more NFL stuff. Because if you can't tell, I am a Packers fan. So making, reaction clips, little, I don't really know how to put it, like just posting memes, stuff like that. But we do a little bit of everything on the channel.
Oh yeah, awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. And then, what are some of your like 2026 content goals as a content creator? Because there might be people out there watching. I started out a couple years ago. I'm still trying to get my footing into it. So and you have a pretty congrats on 300K, by the way. That was just a huge milestone on IG, right? Congrats on
Yeah,
the
yeah. Appreciate
300K. And,
that.
and I've seen you've been going to a couple games improv, right? Just randomly packing the bags and going to a couple of games, which has been awesome. What are some of your goals for this year?
Right. Yeah. I'm a spontaneous person. So goals for this year, I always try to set goals that are within my realm of control. So I never like to say follower goals or like view count goals or anything like that, because obviously I can try to achieve those, but I can't force someone to press the follow button. What I can do is I want to try to post one YouTube video a month this whole year. So 12 more YouTube videos on the channel. We're doing pretty good over there. That was a goal that we started 3 months ago, and we were able to do that. But now I want to carry that into 2026. I'd like to go to 3 NFL games this year. And then finally, I want to go to a college football game because I've never been to a college football game. And I'm trying to get more into that. So I just declared myself as an Ole Miss fan, but so maybe an Ole Miss game, I don't know, maybe a Wisconsin game, but that's another one of my goals. And then looping that into content, obviously making content out of all of those trips.
Well, that's awesome. So where you said you're in Eastern time, so you're not in Wisconsin. Where are you located?
No, so I spent my whole life in Florida. I grew up there. I was born in New Jersey, moved to Florida at a pretty young age. Right now, I'm located in Maine.
Oh, you're
So
East Coast. So I'm
yeah,
in New York.
very yeah, East Coast. Very cold here, by the way. I don't know how cold it is in New York, but it's like 5 degrees outside.
Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, so like Syracuse area where we get a bunch of snow. Already
Gotcha.
hit some major snowstorms. That's actually the next couple of days here are like in the 30s and 40s. So actually not a bad time this week. Usually it's brick and a bunch of snow out there. But no, that's all pretty cool. Yeah, me and my father, we have a bucket list where we try to watch a Bears game in every stadium. We just completed stadium number 8, I believe, which was Bears versus Bengals in Cincinnati. That crazy thriller
Oh, wow.
at the
Yeah,
end. That was cool. College
right.
football games are fun. I'm in Syracuse, so I've been to a couple of games at the Dome. I think the last one I was like Jameis Winston was playing for Florida State, so
Wow, okay,
that might have
okay.
been one of the last ones. But no, those are definitely exciting goals to make some content out of, and always encourage going to games live. Do you prefer to watch the games live at the stadium or at home?
I don't know if I have enough source material of watching them at a stadium to be able to say that's definitely the favorite, because I know there's a lot of people who get to go to a lot of stadium games, so they're like, "Oh, I just prefer to watch it at home." But I went to my first Packer game at Lambeau this year, ended up being 2 Packer games at Lambeau by the year's end, and it was incredible. Like, I just I think everyone can agree that those NFC North stadiums are some of the, most timeless stadiums in sports, specifically Soldier Field, Lambeau Field. So getting to go to Lambeau was incredible. I think if it was something that I was doing every week, I see the upside to wanting to stay home, sit on the couch and watch the game, but I don't know. There's something about that environment that's pretty contagious.
No, I mean, it's fun. In terms of kind of getting all the information and, paying attention to like every play, definitely watching it at home is
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
more, is probably better, but at least doing it once or twice a year, going to a game and just tailgating and have a good time drinking and stuff. Because you're not really going to see every every play by the time you just try to go, take a league or something. You're missing like a whole
Right.
drive. But
Well, I'll say something that might surprise you. I might be the only Packers fan in the world that doesn't drink. I don't drink, so I know when I went to Lambeau, I had so many people like offering me beers and stuff, and I had to turn them down. So I wasn't able to engage in that culture, but I would agree with you. If you want more information, definitely watching it at home. And maybe just because I'm a Packers fan and I don't normally get to experience being around other Packer fans, being in Florida and now Maine. But I agree with what you're saying.
and I don't know if you noticed at your first NFL game, but the yellow line doesn't exist when you're watching the game at the stadium.
No, it was a big surprise for me.
Yeah, that first down line, you got to really pay attention to the chains, the old school way to figure out how far you're on the
Sure.
first down. But that's awesome, man. That is awesome. And you said you don't drink, which is perfectly fine. But after this Saturday, you're gonna probably need some booze after the Bears go belt
Well,
to ass on the Packers, and we're just
okay,
gonna
okay.
get deja vu all over again to what happened a couple weeks ago. So let's dive into it. Bears versus Packers, part 3 of this season. How is I know it's only the regular season. I know we have a playoff game, so this could definitely change by the end of this weekend. But how has the regular season expectations been for you? At the beginning of the season as a Packers fan, and how it kind of turned out, after the full season, regular season.
Basically, complete destruction, my guy. I was so excited when we traded for Micah Parsons. I was so excited after week 2 when we beat the Sox off the Lions. We manhandled the Commanders, and then it was all downhill from there. It was hard not to have Super Bowl level expectations after week 2. I think everybody did. And obviously, that's not how things are right now. Not only are we the 7th seed for the 3rd straight year, which is not ideal, but also we are a very banged up football team. We've had terrible injury luck, which is unfortunate. And I don't want to, make that as an excuse. I'm not calling it an excuse, but obviously, when your star players are out, it's going to be harder to win games. So my expectations right now are kind of on the floor. Really disappointing way to end the season, a season that had so much promise. But like you said, it's not over quite yet, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, competitive NFC North. Competitive NFC. I mean, what you guys were 9? Was it 9-7-1? Was the final record there, and
Yeah,
snuck into
or
the
9-6-1, 9-6-1, I think.
so 9 plus
Wait,
6
wait,
is
hold on.
9 plus 7
The
is
tie is throwing me off.
9 plus 7 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right,
9,
9, 7,
7,
and
and
1. You're
1.
correct.
So that last wild card spot in a competitive um, NFC, I could definitely get the injuries. The Micah Parson injury was definitely tough. But starting off the season, what was it, a Thursday night football game when you guys, went belt to ass on the Commanders there. Then you guys lost a couple to like the Browns and some like the Panthers, right? Which was a couple like bad losses, if I
Yeah,
remember
we
correctly.
I think the moment where I was like, "Oh boy," was so the loss to the Browns is kind of like, every team's gonna have a bad game. I mean, the Rams lost to the Panthers, you know. The loss that was really, really heartbreaking was the Panthers loss because not only did we lose, we lost Tucker Kraft, which was at that
Oh
point
yeah.
kind of our whole offense. That was before we got Christian Watson back. So the weeks that followed without Tucker Kraft, our offense really looked rough. And I was like, okay, this we might need to tamper expectations. And then of course we lose Micah Parsons a few weeks later, right when we're starting to get some momentum. We beat the Lions, we beat the Bears, phenomenal game. Love that game. And then obviously things were cruising against the Broncos, and yeah, that was sort of doomsday for Packer fans everywhere.
No, I got a serious question. A lot of us Bears fans probably want to know this. Um, are you a Jordan Love believer? Like, are there actually Jordan Love believers? Are those actually real? Or are those just just to put a mask on online and for social media to make you guys feel better that you guys actually have a quarterback?
Wow. Of course, I'm a Jordan Love believer through and through. And the way people have been talking about him the last few weeks, you would think they're not Jordan Love believers because you go back and you look at Malik Willis and what he's done, and all these non-ball knowers are saying, "Oh, Malik Willis, he can, he should be the starting guy. There's a QB controversy." No, those people are non-ball knowers. I will not entertain that argument. I think that Malik Willis, he works really well in the type of offense Matt LaFleur wants to run. But I think if we're talking about pure skill and talent level, I'm going to take Jordan Love is easily the better quarterback overall. It's hard when you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a run game, you have long stretches without your main receiving core. I mean, like we said, Tucker Kraft has been gone, Christian Watson has been gone, Jaden Reed has been gone. He hasn't really ever had that full group once, it feels like. Now, I know that sounds like a bunch of excuses. Even with having that group, he has still maintained a top 10 position in terms of statistical rank, in terms of just this is bias, but the eye test. You look at last year, he was a top 10 quarterback. Having a receiver room that led the league in drops, he still took that team to the playoffs. Now, a third year, youngest team in the league once again, he still took this team to the playoffs, even without that whole crew of guys I already listed that have been injured. Jordan Love is a top 10 completion rating in the NFL, something Caleb Williams wouldn't know much about. I really do believe that at the end of the day, Jordan Love is the guy. I'm always going to stand by Jordan Love. And I'll say this, I love Malik Willis. And Malik Willis is undoubtedly going to get a starting job somewhere. I hope he cooks. He is that guy. I'm not saying that to discredit Malik Willis, but I just don't think that you can look at it a few small games of Malik Willis sample and say, oh, he's better than Jordan Love.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype with Malik Willis, being the best backup quarterback in the league. I don't know if he's that good, but I would rather play Jordan Love than Malik Willis just because the mobility factor to it.
Okay,
Because that
you
was
said wait.
I'd
You'd
rather.
rather play Jordan Love?
Oh yeah, 100%. He throws a bunch of dumb passes, and Malik Willis, just the mobility, like that was so frustrating with the second time we played you guys this year, where it was just RPO, and like you guys were, I don't know, guys, I don't know why you guys just stopped. You guys just stopped running the ball, running with the quarterback, and I think Josh Jacobs was a little banged up, but I would
Okay.
rather play Jordan Love than Malik Willis. Hot take? Is that a
Well,
hot take? I can't
let
be
me
the only one.
let me get something straight here. So we played 2 games against you guys. One game, Jordan Love played the whole game. The second game, Malik Willis. We won the game with Jordan Love. Jordan Love diced you guys up. He threw that pass to Bo Melton for a touchdown. He threw like 2 passes to Christian Watson for touchdowns. He was cooking against your secondary all game, and you're really gonna say, no, I actually want the other guy. I will Malik Willis cooked against you guys also just because your defense didn't game plan for a mobile quarterback. I think you give your defense against Malik Willis some time to plan. I don't think that's as much of an issue, to be honest.
Besides the takeaways, our defense is pretty cheeks. We don't have a pass rush. I mean, we get the takeaways. We got the most takeaways in the league,
Sure.
but we'll bend and sometimes we'll break. However, Jordan Love also had a really dumb like interception in that first matchup, right? He had an interception that Byron
He made
had.
up for it, but sure.
He made up for it, but that game was down to the wire. That game was down. Caleb was driving. It was that underthrow to Cole Kmet. So I'm not saying that Jordan Love blew us out by any means. I'm just saying, maybe that's a hot take. We're going to clip this. Would you rather play against Jordan Love or Malik Willis? I would rather play against Jordan Love. Just saying it. $50 million a year for Jordan Love. I'm just saying, saw a graphic that he was listed as the best quarterback in the NFC North, which that was just wild to me for this
I
season.
because I wasn't gonna say anything, but because you bring up the numbers, I just wanna say that is the going rate for quarterbacks right now in this league. Unfortunately, everyone's like, "Oh, Jordan Love makes this much money." Do you know how Tua Tagovailoa is like a $48 million a year quarterback? Trevor Lawrence, who this argument holds a little less water because Trevor Lawrence has been balling lately,
Mhm.
but he makes that much money. Dak Prescott makes that much money in the area. So everyone's like, "Oh, Jordan Love gets paid this much." So do a lot of other quarterbacks in the league. That's just the going rate. You're going to see a lot of guy. Brock Purdy makes how much he does. So I really hate that argument about how much Jordan Love gets paid. NFL athletes, all of them who play the quarterback position, they're making an absurd amount of money.
No, yeah, I mean that is the going rate for NFL quarterback. I just think Jordan Love. Just saying, we're gonna find out Saturday. We're gonna find out Saturday, and I know he's come back from injury. Let's talk a little bit about the injury report. Who on the? Is there any major injuries right now for the Packers that you're concerned that might not be playing? Because Jordan Love, he's coming back, right? And you got
Yeah, Jordan Love will be back. I think there's Zach Tom, who is on our O line. They're saying it looks like he's going to be playing. Aside from the guys that are just objectively ruled out, like I'm not going to talk about Micah Parsons. I'm not going to talk
no, yeah,
about
yeah,
Allen
that,
Jenkins.
yeah.
But um, I think this is probably the healthiest we've ever been from a guys are banged up standpoint because we were able to rest dudes against the Vikings. Like Josh Jacobs has been banged up for quite a few weeks. He said this is the best he's ever felt, so that's great. There's only one guy that's kind of on the fence, and I think it's Javon Bullard, who is obviously a big part of our secondary. There's a chance he might play, but I feel confident it's the playoffs. He's going to make it work.
Okay, yeah. The Bears have a few. Grady Jarrett, C.J. Gardner Johnson were limited participants this week. Adunze is expected to be back. And then the huge list of other kind of limited participants. Yeah, Josh Jacobs has been banged up because he was on my fantasy team in my other league, and the last 2 weeks I came in first in the standings, and then lost in the finals because he was
Yeah.
cooked the last couple of weeks. I want to talk a little bit because the last draft, Packers fans were going crazy. First round, first time they took a wide receiver in the first round, Matthew Golden, the savior. How you feeling? Why has his production been so lackluster? Luther Burden's been cooking. Just saying, Luther Burden, he was in the second round. He's been cooking. I know, I'm a little toxic. You see it all over Bears and Packers Twitter. So, but why the lack of production for Matthew Golden?
Well, I'll say this. I'm not the offensive coordinator. I'm not the head coach. So I can't really give a straightforward answer. What I will say is anyone who thought Matthew Golden was going to get drafted and become 1,000-yard receiver, they set their expectations too high because that's just not the way that Green Bay likes to operate as an offense. Other than Devontae Adams, back when he and Rodgers were cooking during his 2 MVP run, Green Bay just spreads the ball around too much for one guy to dominate the offense. If we do have a one, it's maybe Christian Watson right now, but even him, you see Romeo Dobbs getting a ton of targets. Jaden Reed is getting more involved now that he's back. And also, Jordan Love already has quite a few years of chemistry with all of those guys. So, as good as and as excited I was for Matthew Golden, I wasn't expecting, oh, he's going to be the number one. Now, am I disappointed with his production? Absolutely. I would have bet anything you would have had even a touchdown by now. So I agree with you. I would say that the talent is certainly there. You can watch the tape. He's getting open. He's being put in positions to make plays. For whatever reason, they're just not seeing him downfield, getting him the ball. But I just have to attribute that to a chemistry thing. And hopefully, in the years to come, he'll get more involved. That's the best answer I can give as a fan watching the game.
Oh yeah, he never got that touchdown, huh?
But hey, there's still this game against the Bears.
Well, regular season, I remember I
Be a
saw
great time
a
for it.
graphic about it or whatnot. I got a question: are Packers fans finally scared of Bears fans, or not Bears fans? Are
Scared of Bears.
Packers are Packers fans finally scared of the Bears? It's been a long
Yeah.
time coming since we've actually had our foots on the ground in this division and been competitive in this rivalry. But we're back, baby. The Bears are so back, and it feels like you guys might be a little bit on edge. With how good we are. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams looking real good, top 5 quarterback in the league. But I just kind of want to get your POV on the Bears right now in 2025, and might have you guys a little
Yeah.
worried.
I don't know if scared is the right word. I would say that you are a force for the first time. You actually look forward to Bears Packers games. for a long time, the last couple of years, it was kind of like, oh, Bears Packers, okay, I can be doing something else. I don't necessarily need to tune into this game. It is what it is. No, the Bears are a good team, and there's no doubt about it. I'm not calling this year a fluke. I'm not going to say, "Oh, this is just an up year. You guys, you're going to be right back to irrelevant." No, the Bears are very similar to the Packers are, where they're a young team. They've got a lot of playmakers. You have your QB, you have your coach. I think that the Bears are going to be good down the stretch, and I'm really excited for this rivalry that has been so historic and has kind of taken some years off. It's back now for sure. So I wouldn't say, oh no, we're playing the Bears, but definitely it's a game that I'm more locked in on now when I see it on the schedule.
You might after Saturday, you might be saying that for future seasons to come. Oh no, we're playing the Bears. Oh no, Caleb
Listen,
again.
and I know that this is Bears fan Super Bowl. I genuinely the chance to knock the Packers out of the playoffs in the playoffs. I know that Bears fans, as soon as the matchup was set, they circled it on their calendar. They're waking everybody up at 5 a.m. like it's Christmas morning. You guys should be excited for this game because it's really been this is the biggest game your fan base has had in years. So I get it, and trust me, the last thing I want is for you guys to knock us out because I know I'll never hear the end of it, and I know that 10 years later you're still going to be bringing up this game. Well, we've gone on to win two more Super Bowls and you've done nothing. So I really hope we don't lose this one, but it should be a good one regardless.
All right, all right. Next question here is, we had two good games, really good games, Bears Packers this year,
We
right?
did.
Down to the wire for both of them.
Yeah.
A little onside kick luck. Ain't gonna lie. I don't know how that all happened. But what are you most nervous about going into this game? A strength of the Bears or a weak spot for the Packers? Is it Caleb? Is it the running game? Because you guys got pretty diced up by the Ravens' run game. I know that run defense is a little sus, and the Bears' run offense is probably one of our biggest strengths. But what exactly are you most nervous about for this matchup?
I'll say our entire defense, but I'll pinpoint it and say that our front D line, ever since we've lost Micah Parsons, we have not been able to get pressure on the quarterback. And the one thing I'll give about Caleb Williams, the part of his game that's impressed me the most has been his elusiveness and how he's been able to escape sacks. I just don't think we're going to be able to bring him down once. And I also think that you guys might be able to run all over us because we just don't have anybody. Again, we don't have Devontae Wyatt. We don't have Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary has been a ghost. We might as well not have him playing because I've never seen him make a play the last second half of the season. So I'm really worried about stopping the run and getting pressure on the QB, especially because we have a secondary that is also not been playing very well because of that lack of pressure. The ball, they have all day back there.
Yeah, I'm hoping that was it the first matchup where it was like 4th and 1. Is that when Caleb had the interception in the end zone where we've been running 5-6 yards of
Yeah.
carry? It's like
Yeah.
why are we getting cute there? But definitely been impressed with the Bears running game. I would say for the Bears, it's just not the our defense just in general. The pass rush has been the biggest weakness. Hopefully, we can address that this offseason with like a Max Crosby or a Trey Hendrickson. But that pass rush is not been the best. What has kind of been decent this year. Austin Booker, who's just getting back from injury, has been just kind of pass deflection. That's kind of like our only pass rush right now. But getting to Jordan Love is going to be um, probably my biggest worry point, and Matt LaFleur just scheming up stuff because he's really really good at scheming up plays, and us getting a takeaways. I would think we could guarantee at least one or two takeaways. Hopefully, that's kind of just been the trend for us all season long. But yeah, just our pass rush has been really poor, and our defense in general has been inconsistent. Getting sliced and diced like Swiss cheese over here. But yeah, definitely. Hopefully, we can just run the ball, Manungai and Swift on your guys' defense for sure.
I'll be interested to see what your defensive strategy is because Jordan Love has responded very well when you blitzed the last two games. He's kind of been able to dice up the secondary. So if you do switch to a two high safeties, just send only four, try to get pressure with that. Again, we'll see what Zach Tom's status is. For the Packers, I also think Keyshawn Nixon will kind of be the X to watch on both sides because a fascinating thing that I've thought of is Keyshawn Nixon was the guy who got the game-ending interception in the first matchup. He was also the guy that led up the game-ending touchdown on the second matchup. So he's going to be a secondary piece. He said he's looking forward to his get back. That's a guy to watch, but I would love just no defense on either side, so like a 50-50 game. That would be a lot of fun to watch. So we'll see what happens.
Like that 49ers Sunday Night Football game where
Yeah,
they
yeah,
that would be
exactly.
that would be crazy. Quick question in the chat. My boy Phase Up, she asked, "What hat is this?" Just in case Cloacus didn't know, this is the Cheese Grater hat. We're doing a little plug for our partners here. Foam Party hats, Phase Up. Foam Party hats on IG or wherever you're gonna shop. And it's a Cheese Grater hat. You know, our boy DJ Caleb had this hat, little Foam Party hats, because we're gonna be grading some cheese this weekend. Cloacus, if you haven't noticed. Uh, want to get some score predictions in, and then I have Bears
Yeah,
Packers trivia afterwards. But let's
we'll
go.
do it. We'll do the score predictions.
Do
But you go first. You go first because I need to think of the number in my mind.
well. Why don't you think of that number? I'm getting a little unfocused here. Did we want to talk
Okay.
about a friendly bet first? You want to do a little friendly bet?
We'll see. What's the wager?
That's what
What's the
I was
wager?
just when I
What am I
was
putting?
kind of drafting up the agenda for today's stream. I was trying to think what the wager could be. I didn't know. I don't know, like having to wear the opposing team's jersey on your upcoming stream or like some type of admission video. I don't know. I don't know if you even thought of something like that.
I have not. I have not. We'll think about it, and if something comes to mind by the end of the stream, I'll
Okay,
bring it up.
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do score predictions. Guess always. Did you think of
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a barn burner. We're gonna go okay, maybe not a barn burner. We're gonna go 24-27 Green Bay, only because Green Bay 27 has been our magic number this season. We've won like all our games when we score 27 points. So we're gonna see if that reigns true. It'll be close, a 3-point game, but Green Bay will edge it out.
Okay, okay. I like that. I mean, I don't like the result, but I like the points. I like the points.
Okay, okay.
Definitely the result, not in support of. I'm gonna go just because if the Bears are gonna run a lot, clock. But it's Caleb's Iceman's time to shine in the playoffs to get his first out of 8 Super Bowls on his career goal list. We're gonna go 28-20 Bears. 28 to
Okay.
20.
Okay.
28 to 20. We'll do that. So we always do bold predictions. You got a bold prediction. It could be like Matthew Golden has 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, or
M-
Rashawn Gary has a
My
sack or whatever.
Okay. I would say something about that remark, but touche, to be honest. You're kind of right. But my bold prediction, I'm gonna say that Matthew Golden scores an NFL touchdown on Saturday. It's been a long time coming, and I can't think of a better place, time, moment to score than against the Bears in the playoffs at Soldier Field. That's book it. Place your bets.
Damn, your bold prediction is your first round wide receiver to score a
Okay, okay,
touchdown.
okay.
That's
You know what? You
that's
know what?
sad.
Listen, there's a lot of mouths to feed. We're going to score touchdowns. I'm just saying. I think that Matthew Golden is finally going to get in the end zone. And yes, that's a bold prediction. It's been a long season without one.
All right, I'll give you that one. My bold prediction, gonna do DeAndre Swift has 150 rushing yards, and Kyle Monunga
Wow.
has 150 rushing yards.
Wow.
And bada bing, bada boom. Monunga and Swift are gonna run all over this defense, and it's gonna be a belt to ass showing.
I would have made my prediction bolder, but that's
No, that's a
if we're
huge
just
bold prediction. He doesn't even have one touchdown this whole
if we're
season.
I didn't realize that we were just writing fantasy stories. I didn't know that this was just like make believe. I thought we were doing like realistic bold predictions of like this could actually happen.
Well, that's
But
crazy because they did it against the Eagles, and that defense was a lot better. But
we're not
we'll
the
see.
Eagles.
Huh? Yeah, no, hopefully. Well, I forgot exactly how much rushing yards they had in the first couple matchups, but I do know we were averaging like 5 yards a carry. So hopefully we can just kind of repeat that a little bit. You want to do some Chicago Bears Green Bay Packers rivalry trivia to end the stream before we think of maybe a friendly wager?
All right, all right.
I don't expect you to know all these but some of them are pretty cool fun facts.
Yeah, no,
So,
for sure.
as of the 2025 season, which team leads the all-time head-to-head series, and if you know the record? We know who leads it, but if you
We
also
know who yeah, Green Bay definitely leads it because it was close. It was around that, I think, like, 2021, we actually took the reins. It wasn't that long ago that we took the reins. You guys had it. So it's gotta be but it's gotta be around 10 games, like, is the margin. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe 128 to, like, 139 or something?
Your margin is pretty on par. 109 wins for the Packers, 97 for the
Oh,
Bears,
okay.
and 6 ties.
I'll
So
take that margin.
yeah, the margin wasn't too far off. What was the largest margin of victory in this rivalry, and which team achieved it? I don't expect you to know this one, but it's kind of cool.
I have no clue. I want to say the Packers just because of how we've dominated lately, but there was also a long stretch where the Bears just had our number for a while. Um, Enlighten me. I'm gonna say the Packers because I'm just biased, but let me know. I'll let you answer.
In 1980, it was the
Okay,
Chicago
so it was the
Bears won
Bears.
61
Okay.
to 7.
As soon as you said 1980, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. You got to dust off the trophy case for that game.
But I mean, I still have bad nightmares. What was that Sunday night football game when Rodgers was like threw like 5 or 7 touchdowns
Yeah,
that day?
that was a great one.
That one could have been a pretty close one. Um, what is the longest winning streak in the Packers Bears rivalry in the modern era?
I mean, in my memory, it would have had to be this last one, which was like I think 9 straight games or 10 straight games. Is that right? Is it the one most recently in like from like 2020 to 2023 or four?
You're pretty close. 11 straight games in 2019 to 2024.
Okay,
You're pretty
okay,
close.
yeah. So it
Nice.
was this.
That was a good pull. Um, True or false? The Bears have never beaten the Packers twice in the same calendar year.
I think that's false. I think they did get one in the like you said the 80s.
Apparently, ChatGPT trivia. It's true. That has never happened.
Really? I'll
Yeah.
take it. We don't get swept.
That's and then you might have seen this in recent, once the matchup has been set up for this particular season. But how many playoff meetings have been between the Bears and Packers before the 2025 season?
I think it was just one, right?
There's two.
It was two.
There's
Okay. I know
two.
there was the NFC Championship. I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
No, yeah, just two.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy to think about, but yeah, the NFC Championship, Bijan was it Bijan Raji, pick
BJ
six,
Raji,
BJ
pick six.
Raji,
Yeah.
Caleb
One of my favorite
Haney.
plays of all time.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a Jay Cutler, quote
Jay
unquote
Cutler
game
masterclass.
quit. um, but no, that's just kind of appreciate you being on the stream, talking a little bit about the game. We got some clips, we got some bold predictions, score predictions. If you want to do like a little friendly bet, I'm trying to think like it could be something with like a jersey or
Okay.
admission video. I don't know.
Mm, we'll say okay, we'll say this. This is my pick. Is
Tattoo,
the
great idea.
tattoo? No, absolutely not. Whatever next video the person post or okay, I gotta order it, but we can do a jersey. Is the person needs to wear the jersey in the video, but not bring it up at all. Like no context, can't mention it. They just like if you post a video, Jordan Love jersey on, but like you don't even address it. And then Caleb Williams or whatever jersey, I'm assuming Caleb Williams, but like I won't address it at all. It's just whatever.
You just
That's
gonna
my
wear it, not even gonna dress the L.
no, not even gonna address it. Just I have a Caleb Williams jersey on. Post the video. But it's like I'm saying it's like a normal content video. Like I'm not gonna post like me in a Caleb Williams jersey or something like that. I'll just make one of my normal videos, and I'll happen to be wearing a Caleb Williams jersey.
All right.
I know my comment section would be very confused if they saw that.
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
They would
what
be like,
the?
What are you wearing?" But
Uh,
that's the best I can think of.
what I can also do, I can also clip this and I can ask the audience, hey, do you have any ideas? Appropriate friendly bet to just give us more ideas and we can
Yeah,
agree on it
sure.
before the game. We'll agree on it
Yeah,
before
sure.
7 p.m. East. All right, chat. Well, Justin's already in the chat saying paint each other's face the opposing team colors. Then I gotta
Painting the
face
fit.
it. I did.
Here,
I
I
do
have an
that for the
idea.
world. I do that for the World Cup. I wear green and yellow for the World
Oh,
Cup for Brazil.
how about we do this? How about you gotta dye hair opposing colors. So if the Bears win, I'll dye my hair brown. And if you win, you can dye your hair green.
Brown.
The joke is that my hair's already brown, so
Oh, that's fine.
I
I was
won't
like,
do
wait, I thought
anything
it was like
like
a
that.
shit, like their shit or something kind of reference.
No.
So what I'll do, I'll clip this. We'll do a quick clip, and we'll ask in the comments what should be the losing team's lost bet, and we'll go from there. So, all right, chat, we need your guys' help with my boy. It's Cloakus. We're trying to come up with an idea for a friendly bet for whatever team wins and loses. Obviously, he's wearing that Packers jersey, Jordan Love, and we got Bears Nation over here. So, put in the comments, what do you think should be the bet? So, if the Bears win, Cloakus has to wear or do something. If the Bears lose, I have to wear or do something. It's got to be appropriate. We're going to clip this. We're going to post it. And we're going to get your guys' thoughts in the comments. We're just kind of thinking initial ideas. You know, he's got to wear a Caleb jersey. I got to wear a Packers jersey in an upcoming video or stream. But we need your ideas, some creative ideas, appropriate ideas. Tattoos will not be agreed on. But yeah, so you guys make sure you guys get those ideas in the comments. Cool. I'm going to clip that. I'm going to post it. I'm going to tag you. It's going to be fun.
Perfect. Wonderful.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Cloakus. Your content's awesome, man. Congrats on 300K. That is huge. Always staying tuned in, mostly on IG. Is when I do most of my doom scrolling or see stories and stuff like that. So appreciate you being on the stream. Just getting back into rhythm here with these. It's gonna be a huge game coming up here, part 3 of this season. Cannot wait. Saturday night, we'll be doing a watch party. I think you do live streams too, right? You do live streams?
I do live streams, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So we'll be live also. I won't be live on TikTok because I got banned last year for my energy. And TikTok doesn't like some of the things that we say when Bears get scored on or when they do score a touchdown. So appreciate. Do you pay attention to soccer?
Do I pay attention to soccer?
Do you know the Brazilian Ronaldo?
I don't know.
Isaac in the chat said R9 haircut. It's you look up Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, and look up his haircut. But that one would be
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
R9. Yeah, I think I've seen memes of that. Oh yeah.
Appreciate the idea, Isaac. I know who that is, but
absolutely not. No.
That means Cloakus is getting a little scared, chat. That means Cloakus is a little bit not too confident in this game.
No. I've never been a betting man. You know, why start now? Especially when that haircut is on the line.
that is true. But we'll do something. We'll do a little friendly wager. With our communities involved, comment in some ideas, and we'll make sure we DM agree upon it prior to kickoff. But appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna clip and post produce all this and tag you and have some fun content for you to repurpose or whatever. But go Bears! Oh, and we do a couple things to end the stream, but I got a bonus for you. We'll start off on 3, 3, 2, 1. Fuck the Packers, but I got a better one for you. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Cancun. All right, homie.
Go Pack go. Go Pack go.
Bear down. I appreciate your time, my guy. Enjoy the game Saturday. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, my
guy.
We will. Have a good one, man. Good luck. Go Pack go.
Cancun on 3.